The World Heavyweight Championship is once again at the center of a war of words, and this time Seth Rollins is making it very clear where he stands. Rollins recently responded to comments made by Roman Reigns about the championship, and his reaction was anything but subtle. While fans continue to speculate about another major showdown between the two rivals, it is about legacy, it is about ownership, and perhaps most importantly, it is about who deserves credit for making the championship matter. That is where Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns clearly see things very differently. During a recent interview, Rollins addressed the current state of the World Heavyweight Championship and the fact that Roman Reigns is now carrying the title. Rollins did not hide his feelings. He explained that watching two of his biggest rivals compete for what he considers his championship has been difficult. According to Rollins, seeing others battle for the title he once held leaves him with a feeling of frustration rather than satisfaction. But the strongest comments came when he discussed Roman Reigns, claiming that he made the World Heavyweight Championship relevant again. Rollins completely rejected that idea. In fact, he openly called the statement nonsense and argued that everyone involved knows exactly who established the championship's importance. The comments were direct. They were personal, and they revealed that the rivalry between Rollins and Reigns may be far from over. To understand why Rollins feels so strongly, it is important to look at his connection to the title. When WWE introduced the new version of the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins became the first man to hold it. He won the championship by defeating AJ Styles at Night of Champions in 2023. That victory immediately linked Rollins to the identity of the championship. Being the inaugural champion carries a unique significance in professional wrestling. The first champion often helps define what a title represents. Every defense, every rivalry, and every major moment contributes to building the championship's reputation. From Rollins' perspective, that foundation was created during his reign. That is why his recent comments feel less like simple criticism and more like a defense of his own legacy. He is not merely arguing over who currently possesses the championship. He is arguing over who gave it meaning in the first place. On the other side of this debate stands Roman Reigns. Reigns captured the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 42 when he defeated CM Punk in the main event of Night 2. Winning a World Championship at WrestleMania instantly elevates any reign. It places the champion under a brighter spotlight and creates expectations that every title defense will carry major importance. Since capturing the championship, Reigns has successfully defended it against Jacob Fatu at both Backlash and Clash in Italy. Those victories have helped him maintain control of the title and strengthen his position at the top of WWE. Naturally, Roman sees things from a different perspective. A reigning champion often believes that their success adds prestige to a title. Every headline, every main event, and every successful defense becomes part of their argument. That appears to be the position Reigns has taken. Rollins clearly disagrees. And that disagreement is what makes this story so compelling. Neither man is arguing about a statistic. Neither man is debating a simple fact that can be measured on paper. Instead, they are debating perception. Who made the title feel important? Who deserves credit for its success? Who should be remembered as the defining champion of this era? Those questions do not have easy answers. What they do have is the potential to create a fascinating future rivalry. One of the most interesting aspects of Rollins' comments is how emotional they felt. Despite speaking about championships and accomplishments, the frustration seemed deeper than that. Rollins referred to Roman Reigns and another rival as enemies fighting for what he still considers his title. That wording stands out. Championships change hands regularly in wrestling. Former champions often move on to new goals. But Rollins' comments suggest that he still feels a strong sense of ownership over the World Heavyweight Championship. Simple competition. Fans tend to connect more strongly with a story when there is genuine emotion behind it. And based on Rollins' remarks, there is certainly no shortage of emotion here. There is also another factor that cannot be ignored. Seth Rollins is currently competing in the King of the Ring tournament. That detail may end up being the most important part of this entire situation. The winner of the tournament is set to receive a world title opportunity at SummerSlam. Immediately, that creates a very interesting possibility. If Rollins wins the tournament, he could find himself standing across the ring from Roman Reigns with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Suddenly, the recent comments become much more than words. They become the foundation for a championship match. And if that happens, WWE would not need to do much additional work to establish the story. The motivation is already there. Rollins believes the championship's legacy is tied to him. Reigns believes his reign has elevated the title. Both men have strong opinions. Both men have championship credentials. And both men have a history that stretches back many years. That combination creates natural drama. Another reason this potential matchup feels significant is because the championship itself would be at the center of the story. Many rivalries focus primarily on personal issues. Others focus entirely on winning a title. This situation blends both elements together. The championship matters. The personal history matters. The debate over legacy matters. That gives the rivalry multiple layers. It is not simply about who wins. It is also about whose version of history fans choose to believe. Rollins' criticism of Reigns was especially notable because he did not try to soften his position. He was clear. He was direct. And he challenged the narrative that Reigns has helped make the championship relevant. That kind of confidence often indicates that a competitor feels unfinished business remains. Whether fans agree with Rollins or not, there is no question that he still keeps titles. Former champions often fight to regain them, but sometimes competitors fight for something even more important. Recognition, respect, legacy. Those themes are present throughout Rollins' comments. At the same time, Roman Reigns remains focused on defending the championship and continuing his reign. As long as he holds the title, every challenger will have to go through him. That includes Seth Rollins if he earns the opportunity. For now, the situation remains unresolved. Rollins is still working through the King of the Ring tournament. Reigns is still the World Heavyweight Champion, and fans are left wondering whether these two paths are eventually going to collide. If they do, the recent interview may end up being remembered as an important turning point. Sometimes major rivalries begin with physical confrontations. Other times they begin with a few carefully chosen words. This story feels closer to the second category. The comments themselves may not change the championship picture today, but they certainly change the conversation around it. Suddenly, fans are not only discussing who holds the title, they are discussing who truly represents it. That debate is exactly what keeps championship stories interesting. Every great title develops a history. Every championship gains meaning through the wrestlers who hold it. And every generation eventually debates which champion left the biggest impact. Rollins believes his contribution cannot be ignored. Reigns believes his reign speaks for itself. Neither man appears willing to back down from that position. That tension is what makes the possibility of another match so intriguing. There is still a long road ahead before any championship showdown becomes official. A title opportunity is not guaranteed. The King of the Ring tournament still has to play out. Several obstacles remain between Rollins and a potential championship match. Yet the possibility continues to grow stronger. And with every comment, every interview, and every championship defense, the story gains another layer. For WWE fans, that is what makes this situation worth watching. The championship is important. The history is important, the rivalry is important, and the next chapter may already be taking shape. Now the biggest question is simple. If Seth Rollins earns a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity, does he have a legitimate claim to being the man who defined the title, or has Roman Reigns already surpassed him through his current reign? That debate could become one of WWE's most interesting stories in the months ahead.